Hello, hello. Excited to introduce another unstoppable story with a woman who I would say is certainly unstoppable. I am passionate about spotlighting women's stories of when they feel unstoppable. And at times we all feel as though we can't go on, we're ready to quit, throw in the towel. But when we hear someone else's story about their persistence, their grit, pushing through barriers, we are inspired to do the same. And that's what choosing vibrancy is all about. It's personal growth when we feel unstoppable. So I'm delighted to introduce to you Betsy Clark. She is a mindset coach, and her mission, I'm going to read this, is to help women let go of feeling like an imposter or struggling with perfectionism. That's a big topic in itself. So Betsy, without further ado, please share an unstoppable story.
Thank you, Sherri. I'm so glad to be here. I hope that this will give someone some courage when it feels like life is really coming down hard and we've been knocked down. In the last 5 months, have had major surgery, and in the process lost my best friend who took her own life, and my husband's business bestie, the man who gave him an open door to become the artist that he is today, took his own life a couple of weeks ago. And we're in the midst of a pandemic, and it's a really tough time. And it's difficult to experience this kind of loss. And one of the things that I have really become much more intentional about is self-care. And I'm a mindset chaplain. I know all the mindset hacks and all of that.
Yeah.
But because I have a big heart, I want to be serving everybody. And what was happening was my well was getting dry. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I tell my clients this all the time, put the oxygen mask on you first, because you can't help anybody when your well is dry. And so the phrase great fullness has really been helpful for me in terms of when I do my self-care and how I do my self-care, and letting go of feeling like I'm selfish, taking care of myself. There's a great fullness in my well-being me. So it's great fullness and it's well-being. And I think those two things together, Sherri, are imperative for us to go forward, because it's still unknown with vaccines and all of that. But even outside the pandemic, self-care is not a selfish act. I want to give you permission to really hone in. How do you take care of yourself?
Yeah.
Because no one is going to take care of you the way you can take care of yourself. So it is not a selfish act. It is really the way to thrive and to have that vibrancy and that fullness, that well-being full of what you need to fuel you for the next best steps.
Wow, you spoke my language. You spoke exactly what choosing vibrancy is all about. And I love talking about selfish not being what we grew up thinking it was, because it has a bad connotation, and particularly as women, we have to get over that. We have to help other women get over that it is truly about, it's the most giving thing you can do for people you love, is to take care of yourself first, so that you're going to be around.
So Sherri, here's one of the things that, you and I are very familiar with. It's the grace card. And it's giving radical acceptance consciously every day. It's giving it, but it's also getting it. As women, we have a hard time receiving.
Yeah.
And so it's that whole selfishness piece. And I'm a giver. Well, are you a receiver? Because you can't be a giver if you're never receiving.
That's
because
right.
You don't understand what it means to receive if you're always giving. So how do we balance giving and receiving? And I think that's really essential piece of self-care.
Thank you. That's awesome. Really awesome. I knew it would be.